ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is set to attend the final day of the Western Cape's elective conference. Delegates elected their new provincial leadership in the early hours of this morning, with Vuyiso JJ Tyhalisisu chosen as the new chairperson. Newzroom Afrika's Athi Mtongana is at the conference for us. She's been watching developments and joins us now live. And I suppose, Athi, the morning after, part of the questions being asked is, does this new cohort of leader have the kind of support they need, both at provincial and national level, given what it's taken to get us here?
The fact that the person that has been voted with the most numbers to be the chairperson of the Western Cape means that the delegates here trust that person to have the capabilities to take the party forward in the province, as well as, of course, in the build-up to the 2024 general elections. It was something that some of the delegates here, I can tell you, did not entirely expect, especially given the fact that there were names that were already reportedly very much in support or in favor of certain candidates. You might have seen the people that we interviewed even in the build-up to the conference, that being the leader of the ANC in the provincial legislature, Cameron Dugmore, who accepted the nomination to be the chairperson. Leru Mogalago, on the other hand, who is now the former IPC convener, he declined the nomination to be the chairperson. And you might recall we also spoke to Richard Yankee, the chairperson of the Section 194 committee. He did not make the threshold in terms of the nominations from the branches that went to the provincial office. And even when his name came from the floor, even at that point, he did not make the threshold for that position. JJ Tyhalisisu emerged victorious in being the one that the delegates trust to take the party forward. But I'm joined by Barbara Creasy. She is the NEC convener for the delegation that's here in the Western Cape. Thank you so much for your time. It's been quite a long journey for the ANC in the Western Cape to get to the stage. And seeing how things have unfolded in the past couple of days, what do you make of the results that have come up?
Well, I think the important issue is, for the first time in 7 or 8 years, we look likely to have an elected leadership here in the Western Cape. You would know there have been interim structures for a long time, and there hasn't been the possibility to have a provincial conference. So I think that we are very happy that this conference has gone smoothly. We elected new office bearers last night. We are expecting later today to elect additional members, and of course the President will be closing the conference this afternoon.
As a member of the National Executive Committee operating at a national level, and when you look at the dynamics of the Western Cape and the kind of leaders that have now emerged, do you think they have what it takes to almost rebuild? Well, that's the slogan of the ANC now across the provinces. But in terms of the dynamics of the Western Cape, do you think the leadership that is here, especially given the fact that JJ Tyhalisisu has been around in the Western Cape as one of the leaders of the ANC, even during the tumultuous period that the ANC has had, do you think that it's okay and that they will be able to change things around, given the fact that they've been here already?
Well, they've been given that mandate from delegates, and they now have the task to rebuild, and they also have an important task to lead the Western Cape to the 2024 elections. I think that there have been some interesting dynamics that we've been seeing unfolding here in the Western Cape over the last couple of by-elections. And one of those dynamics is the fact that we have seen a hemorrhaging of support from the traditional coloured voting support base of the Democratic Alliance. That there have been two, I think, beneficiaries of that hemorrhaging. We have been one of those beneficiaries, particularly in the rural areas. And I think that what has been very interesting is the way that the ANC has actually been winning wards in the rural municipalities in the Western Cape. Obviously, the incoming provincial secretary is somebody who would be seen to be representative of that rural constituency and would have an understanding of it. So I guess that this new leadership has got its work cut out.
Quickly, what do you expect from them as the NEC? Because the NEC was the one in 2019 that disbanded the PEC in the Western Cape. What are you expecting of this incoming leadership?
Well, I think what we're expecting is that, first of all, they have to finish the work that we've been doing to ensure that there's elected leadership in good standing in all the regions. The conferences still have to take place in Dala and also in the Southern Cape. We are expecting that they are going to have to bring stability to the ANC here, and of course we all know that we are moving in 2024 into an election campaign, and they're going to have to lead that campaign.
Quickly, I said I'm going to let you go. One of the things that a lot of the people we've been speaking to in the Western Cape are really pleading for support from national, because in some instances they do feel neglected insofar as, capacitating them and giving them the resources that they need. We know that this conference is funded partially by national and some of the funders of the ANC. That's what we were told by the communications of the Western Cape media. How will you support them?
Well, this conference was fully funded by the national ANC. Obviously, we will continue to support the elected leadership here. As you know, in all election campaigns, there is support that is given to provinces from national. The Western Cape is a very important constituency for the ANC, and we will work with this newly elected leadership just as we will work with all elected leadership in all of our provinces.
Abakrisi, thank you so much for your time. Well, we'll leave it there for now. Later on today, we're expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to close the conference.